So the internet was kind of divided on like the gender swap of Tech Jacket for this season, but I don't see enough hatred for the gender swap of Thragg's voice actor.
I thought you were just going to leave it at the gender swap of Thragg because he's a little bitch now.
Oh my God. Like, honestly, you can't build up, like, we have these tiers of Viltrumites who are more and more intimidating. You know, when Nolan uses his angry voice, when Conquest comes, like Conquest, and obviously big props to Jeffrey Dean Morgan, his voice just like commands fear, authority, respect. Maybe it's just because I'm like have so much trauma from Negan from The Walking Dead.
And also he's the Winchester daddy.
Literally, it's like he has like that southern kind of like drawl to him. It's just like, holy shit. That is someone I could imagine as the god emperor of all the Viltrumites.
But who would that guy bow to?
That guy would probably bow to the daintiest little elf prince that I've ever met in my life. And no hate to Lee Pace. He's done some great stuff.
He does some great work.
Like he was Ronan the Conqueror in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was the Elf King in the Hobbit series. This isn't going to be a bad review, negative review, anything like that. I actually think this is going to be the best episode of the season. But just stay with me here. I like to whinge a little bit. All right? Stick with me. But look, Thragg is supposed to be like, I feel like he's supposed to be like 7 foot something and like 500 pounds of muscle. Like he's Andre the Giant, but like,
yeah.
And he doesn't have like the ripped, he's not like ripped body guy. He's like a big bear, but like a man.
Yeah, he's chesty. Because they've given so many of the other Viltrumites beer guts. If this one's built more like Nolan, then it's like, oh, okay, he's big, he's chesty. And also, have you seen what he wears?
He wears a battle cat.
Yes, cool. Just making sure I'm not spoiling anything because I like scrolled through some photos because you and Steven kept saying that he's meant to be Mr. Intimidation. He's meant to be the king of the Viltrumites.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what does this guy look like? I'm like, oh, he does look cool.
But he just has like a battle beast like on him, draped over him, which is like
that's cool as
so
fuck.
Cool. And obviously you're like, oh, he's the emperor and everyone's Conquest is scared of him. So we're like, this guy must be the most intimidating force.
They even did Semi the Fire Lord, how they didn't show him for his first few episodes. Yeah. It was just the voice or like his ankles or something. Like Avatar's the king of that. I mean, you show me a man behind a wall of fire and it's Mark Hamill. I'm like, God damn. Use Mark Hamill.
So true. And it's not helped by his inactions of this episode because it's like you build up this boogeyman and then over the course of the episode, we see him getting decimated like tactically. And so it's like, okay, this perfect like warrior race who has like planets of servant warriors is getting whooped by the coalition of planets.
And not even in one scene. It's basically off screen. They just cut back to him and he has less red squares.
Yes,
and it's like, oh, he's just getting his ass kicked.
The red's going out. And then for some reason, like our YouTube channel shows up and they click the subscribe button.
They also become a member.
They click the member button.
There's a hype button.
There's a hype button.
I don't even know what that one does. Hype. How does it work?
Just dislike this video. Wait, don't do that.
They couldn't even be bothered to make them say tactics. Like Game of Thrones, there's a lot of, oh, we're going to move our army this way because they're going to think of this. And like, we're playing chess. Chess is war.
We see them prepare things for like the stuff Nolan went and gathered in episode 2. But we don't actually see how they use certain things. Like they got like the bug juice in like the little arrow dart things. But it's like, we don't actually see that being used.
Yeah.
The only thing we really see of like the stuff Nolan went and gathered is the space motorbike guy. Just like,
which he shoots through a guy.
Why doesn't he just go shoot a hole through the planet Viltrum?
Legitimately.
And just blow it
from
up
a distance.
You know?
I'm annoyed at him because I think you could take him 2 really cool ways. Like, they're going to not use him, which is what they're going to choose. They're going to choose barely use him because he's too OP.
Yeah.
Whereas you and me were talking about it during the episode. What if he basically has to function the way hyperspace has to function in Star Wars, where you have to do calculations? Because that laser's going to go forever. Yeah. He's like aiming up a shot and he's like, oh, if I'm 1 degree off target, I will kill a whole planet.
It should say to him, like, risk reward, pro cons. Con, there's 70 planets with people on them, like fully populated, that will get wiped out.
What is this Viltrumite worth to you? Is he worth 100 other lives behind?
Instead, we've seen him just fire it off willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Willy-nilly. I mean, pretty much. He fires it off anytime he has the ability to, or like in a fight. But this character should be written that there is like the biggest drawback to this is that it's an anti-material rifle. Like it just like keeps going and like will eviscerate everything. We see it chew through an entire ship and people.
1 hole in any ship in this universe will make it explode.
Yes. I think this episode is my favorite one so far because we actually get character development, we get story, we get time passing. We get 2 months worth of time, and although there's like 3 montages that happen in it, we feel the effects of those montages, especially the ones with Nolan and the boys on the planet.
Yeah. Well, last episode, the montage was just travel, whereas this one, it's actually developing their characters.
Yeah, nothing actually like develops in that travel. We see forgiveness and like relationship building between Oliver and Nolan, which I'd love someone to like say if they're like this is ever spoken upon, is because Oliver has like a quickened lifespan. Was this 2 months like him spending 2 years with Nolan? Like I'd love like that's why he was so quick, not just because like, oh, he's young and he hasn't seen his dad and he really misses him. But it's like, no, he actually got to spend like the equivalent of 2 years of mental time.
I wonder how old he is in general, because was this like 10% of his life? And he's like, this is crazy, this is great.
'Cause I think his original race like only lives for like a year or something.
Yeah. We get Gohan and Goku.
We get Gohan and Goku in like the hyperbolic time chamber. That's literally it.
But they bothered to write it. It wasn't just cool fights.
Yes, it starts with them like Nolan trying to warm up to him and Oliver just like not having a bar. And then they kind of bond over helping Mark. And then they eventually just do regular bonding. And then they do training. And then they just end up just like being best buds, like fishing together and like doing hobbies together.
To the point where Oliver's like, I know we have to go save the galaxy, but I don't want this to end.
He's like, I'm going to miss this place, the food. I'm going to miss hanging out with you, Dad. You know, like we're getting like this.
We got the cats in the cradle.
Literally, and the silver spoon. So the whole time while they're doing that, Mark is like slowly healing. So we kind of find out through Nolan that Viltrumites have like super mega healing and they can heal from pretty much anything, which is cool because Mark gets beat up a lot in this show. So it's good that finally by the 4th season, we get a little bit of explanation that they have like a cool healing factor.
Yeah.
And he literally like, you see like the hole in his stomach get smaller and then like the cuts on his face go away. And he grows a little facial hair.
I like maybe intentional or maybe just a byproduct of them choosing that he's half Asian, but the fact he can't grow a mustache and Viltrumites are so mustache focused. So I think that's kind of a cool thing that he can't grow a mustache.
Yes.
And then it was a fun little nod when they're like, Oliver has peach fuzz now.
That's really all that happens on the planet. Like, I know I'm talking about it very quickly, but a lot happens like character growth wise, which is good. That's like what I've always wanted, especially from these characters. Your Viltrumite main characters are the best part of this show.
Well, we're not here for the animation.
No, we're not here for that. But Nolan, Oliver, and Mark are the best part of this show. Fight me if you think otherwise. You know, I like Cecil. Yeah, I bet
Cecil is cool.
I bet you like the Immortal too, buddy. Cecil is cool. The only other part that happens on that planet is Nolan does honor Conquest, which I thought was really cool. Nolan can acknowledge that there's only 50 of them left, and that is his people. And although like he's a good guy now, he spent a big portion of his entire life with the fact that there was only 50 of them left, and that they were finite, and like that the preciousness of a Viltrumite life.
Conquest is Nolan. He just never had that turning point.
Yes.
So like maybe Conquest could have been saved. If Conquest was too far gone, Nolan is too far gone. So Nolan kind of has to believe that Conquest was doing it because that was the way he was raised.
Yes.
Like he never even thought about being a good guy. But what if we maybe could have been? Because like that's exactly what happened to Nolan. Nolan did atrocities, but now he's trying to grow. And it is that whole line of like, does he deserve forgiveness? And I think that's an interesting thing that episode helped with, because Oliver was post all of that Omni-Man stuff. So he's only ever heard people talk about being like, oh, I hate Omni-Man. He killed everyone I loved. But now he's like, oh, he's my dad. So I think that's really interesting that they can actually go into that character stuff of Conquest needs to be respected for Nolan to be able to even think of himself like that.
Yeah. Like as a warrior race, he respects him as being one of the OGs. They acknowledge each other in the last episode. They've known of each other. And obviously only being 50 dudes,
he was in the background.
50 people, you would know of like everybody. If there was only 50 humans, I'd probably know everybody. But it's like, Nolan, like I get to kill you. Very cool, the traitor. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Because like you see this like duality inside of Nolan. Like I love Nolan. He's great. And some people did say it in the comments, like, I can't look past all the atrocities he did. I respect you, that one person. But this is how you do a forgiveness arc. I know episode 2, they had a lot to go through and a lot of people to forgive, but it was like, I'm sorry. Aww. Okay, we'll help the coalition.
And also people we'd never met before.
Yeah, so it means nothing.
It was like, sorry, Battle Beast Planet.
We get like him apologizing to Oliver or like trying to mend the bridge just in this episode like 3 times. And then it takes Oliver actually like seeing that, I think it's seeing how much he cares for Mark.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, I guess he is still my dad, and like.
Yeah, well, he could have left at any time, realistically. I assume he could hold his breath and go.
Well, I mean, he traveled when he left the Earth in season 1. He kind of just like floated through space forever.
Yeah, so he didn't want to like leave his son. So it's
he
like
could have
that's
just
the
planet
thing.
hopped. Like you don't have to fly
That's
the whole
true.
time. Just planet hop.
Because why does this planet have breathable air? Whatever.
Very true.
There's no planet.
He's like, go down there. It's like, how do you know there's air down
That
there?
was my one thought. I was like, what the fuck?
But no. So Mark wakes up, couldn't find them, got worried that they were also like dead, that Conquest was still alive. But it's like, no, you actually killed him. Let's go back to the war. The next little bit, we get Tech Jacket and Alan.
Which is mostly a waste of time. But like, I guess they had something to do. They do the Millennium Falcon stuck on the back of Star Destroyer. Then they make a break for it back to the Coalition when there's like a space battle. I like that the ships shoot sideways at each other like boats. That makes me happy. That's just a little
They're
bit.
using like their broad cannon, their
Yeah,
broadside
it's
cannons.
like no reason for that to be a thing in space because you can do whatever, like
Yes.
360.
I was hoping to see a bit more like 3-dimensional ship battles, but it's
No
literally
one
just
ever
like
does it right, sadly.
No.
Only homeworld players.
This episode just goes to prove more that Tech Jacket is an absolute schmuck, like absolute loser. This is the person who, by the way, took on a Mark variant. We don't know what the context was behind that fight.
Off screen, yeah.
Off screen, we see like a frame essentially, knowing this animation, and we know that she has like a mega cannon, like JJK season finale level like cannon. All she does is do pew-pews from her hands.
But she misses most times.
And it doesn't affect Viltrumites really.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
They're like,
Then why make her miss is my question.
They make a break for it. She's super slow. Who knows? She's like, I'm at maximum output. Alan comes back to her, launches her even further, and then he's like, no, I'll fight them by myself, so you don't have to fight them by yourself, even though we could fight them together because you're supposed to be the strongest warrior of your planet
We went out of our way to get
and
you.
the strongest of Earth as well. Otherwise, they would have invited more heroes from
But
Earth.
thankfully, she brings back laser cannon guy,
Yes.
and then he shoots.
We
through
do
the
get a
guy.
confirmed Viltrumite kill.
I think we're down to 47, maybe less
Maybe.
now. I'd
There's
love
some
a
stuff would have been
counter.
off screen. I'd love a counter because
Yeah.
that was probably one of the funnest parts, us being like, holy shit. Like, they lost like maybe like 10% of their entire race / like
Yeah.
best warriors this episode maybe, which was great to see because I'm like, there's real implications.
But we've only ever seen like 5 Viltrumites at once. So like there's going to be 45. That's crazy.
The way it's kind of shown is like each battle, like big battle, will have like 1 Viltrumite
Yeah.
maybe, like or like 2 in this case.
Because space is big.
Space is big, but then that's all we really get. We get a little bit of Tech Jacket at the end where she gets mollywopped by my sweet love Anissa. Great to see her again. I hope you've been missing me as much as I've been missing you. But she really does nothing. She hasn't
Correct.
like done anything substantial in this.
Yeah. She has no confirmed kills.
0 confirmed hits, I don't think.
The culmination of the episode is just a pretty badly animated big fight where the Coalition homeworld gets attacked by the Viltrumites because one of their tech guys basically betrayed them, and that allows a whole ship to fly up to them and they don't realize till the last second. They need more sensors.
No one saw the Viltrumite. I mean, I guess it like maybe like hyperspace into orbit.
Maybe, but they attack. They somehow still lose. Like they have the jump on them. You think it would be all good. But this is where the Thragg being a little bitch really annoyed me.
Yes.
He does nothing. He sits in his command room watching.
Well, the
this
whole episode,
fight.
he's just like, like and Lee Pace, his voice doesn't command respect. It doesn't like it's not like I'm sat kind of thing.
I think perfect for ageless elf.
Yeah.
Not good for like
If he was like
warmonger.
an immortal like Mark-sized Viltrumite,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that voice kind of fits. But he's like the biggest of the baddest of the baddest of the biggest Viltrumite ever, God Emperor. He's scary. Conquest is like a baby compared to him, like cowering. So it's like this person who's been built up of like, oh, that guy's the boogeyman of the battlefield. He spends half the episode crying to a skull, and then the 25% making bad tactical decisions, it seems like, and crying about it. And then 25% getting shot out of orbit and being like, I have to flee. I'm not even going to like take one person's life to send a message.
And there's enough people they could kill. Like
Yes.
they don't want to kill Alan's girlfriend.
You're telling me Thragg isn't confident enough that him and 6 Viltrumites could take over the whole planet?
Yeah.
When there's only one fully grown Viltrumite, Mark, who's recovering from disembowelment, Oliver, who's a child still, and we know is a bad fighter.
Yep. Has
Even
lost
though
every
he's been
fight.
training with Omni-Man. I do like that. maybe Oliver's going to be like
Gohan arc, yeah.
time chambered up now and literally like Gohan versus Cell.
Well, yeah, he had 2 months of nothing but training.
We see short clips of him being like, you really got me in that last fight.
They should have made the gravity on that planet stronger. Then they could have just done the thing where it's like, oh, you train on good gravity, you're way better now. Just give me more Dragon Ball Z is what I'm asking for.
Yes, but he literally, and then at the end of the episode, he's like, he grabs the skull and he's like, we need to go, retreat.
That's the thing, when like they blow up his whole ship and the skull falls and he's like, no. I'm like, damn. Like, that's the dumbest, like, I hate that.
He's more like Starscream when I need him to be Megatron. Like, you know, in like Starscream, this is a deep
the
call.
whingy animated voice.
He's like, well, like in the live action one, the second one, he's like, sometimes cowards get to live another day, you know? And they both like fly off a pyramid somewhere.
Sometimes cowards do survive.
But I needed Thragg to be like, I'll do it myself then. I need that kind of energy from him instead of like, back to the home world.
Yeah, we don't know what happens in the comics. That's Steven's thing. We'll get him next week, I swear. Even if this is what's in the comics, they've changed plenty of stuff like with Anissa and Mark. So there's no reason why they couldn't have just had Thragg, for some reason, not be able to come. Make him
Do not
Thanos.
come.
Make him cool. But yeah, it took away from it.
The voice and the actions, both of those things go into each other and they both make for now, and I'm sure he's going to step up his game. For now, bit of a fraud.
Yeah.
Bit of a fraud.
Allegations confirmed. But with Tech Jacket, it's kind of like the power scaling in this show is pretty dumb. Like, Nolan couldn't take down the bug on the planet. I liked when Oliver was defensive of the bug because he's bug, and they're like, oh, we also can't make eggs if we kill it. I'm like, that's clever. I like that. That's smart. Because a lot of this show isn't smart when it comes to the action. So basically, every single fight is I will punch you harder than you can punch me. We've compared this show to a shonen anime. Shonen anime always ends up being like, how do I defeat this person? Oh, I need to dig deeper. I need to figure something out.
Unlock my new power.
I need to
Evolve
be smarter.
my power to something else.
Yeah, literally anything. Instead, this show is like, what if I punch him again? And it's like, what if I punch him more?
What if I
punch him harder?
knife hand instead?
It's starting to annoy me because, Nolan can't take down Bug, and then like Tech Jacket can't aim shots. They're having to just make these characters not even do anything. Whereas, like, you've got so many characters, kill a bunch. They're more than happy to kill random citizens.
Instead of powering them down, power them up, but power up the enemies.
Yeah.
Make the Viltrumites, even though they're supposed to be the most intimidating, like, fighting race in the world, make them so that our heroes have to go even further beyond. They have to go plus ultra to be able to. They have to do new, cooler... Like, they have to do their world-ending techniques. They have to put their life on the line.
Like, legitimate DBZ is like, oh, I'm going to blow up the planet now. And sure, they have a Deus Ex bring Earth back dragon. But at least blowing up Earth is kind of a big deal. Instead, their ship shoots lasers and kills a bunch of random people we've never seen before and we'll never see again.
None of our main characters died this episode or even got injured.
Also, in fairness, sure, they did the injury last episode and you don't want to keep doing that.
Very
but
true.
Like, again,
but even one of the
kill Alan's cat, for fuck's sake. People would
Alan's
hate that.
girlfriend.
Alan's girlfriend.
Anyone.
Kill Thaddeus. Is he doing anything?
Yeah, at least put one of them out of the action for just the rest of the war. It doesn't matter if you kill them or not. Just be like, oh, there's real implications to like this war and people getting hurt and stuff. But instead, it's like they attacked our homeworld and we get like a quick second of it with Mark where Oliver's like, we won, they're running away. And then it's one city that's like blown up and stuff. And I'm sure he has PTSD of like one city being like fucked up. But it's like, hey, dude, like Oliver's kind of right. It's like they tried their hardest and we even pushed that back.
Yeah. And yes, next episode, they're going back to Viltrum and the plan is to fight them on their home turf when there's going to be like 40 of them. So like, yes, that's intimidating because there's 10 times as many Viltrumites. But I don't know if we're ever going to even do that. Like they're telling us there's 50 Viltrumites. I don't know if the animation budget can allow 50 Viltrumites on screen.
Yes.
But why not just get 50 Viltrumites, come to the home planet of these guys and win, move to the next planet, win.
Literally. This is like an Age of Empires too. You go to the last age, you make your special building, and then you just like literally make as many as you can and you just like run your hardest like thing.
Bullywop them.
There's a reason it would work with Viltrumites because they're so strong.
Yeah. Because like a 5-on-5, sure, that's hard because they're pretty much beat for beat at the moment. 20. We know you have them. Sure, you'll sacrifice all your other planets. And like they might rebel for like 10 minutes while you're gone, but then you'll come back and kill them. It's a logic of the show. It has to happen for the show to happen.
You could just have the 50 Viltrumites attack the coalition of planets world.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
But the character stuff was really good.
Character stuff finally was great. I really liked it. It was good. Bit of a time jump. I'm loving Nolan. Have him on screen as much as we can. Thaddeus is a badass in this episode.
It's very funny that he emerges with no shirt on after the explosion.
Yeah, he just like breaks someone's jaw. Great. I love this one.
Yeah, it was good. Apart from
the bad stuff, it was good. No, positive episode, positive review.
it was
Just,
overall.
I'm
good.
allowed to be upset at a couple of things
Oh, yeah.
because I'm a soy boy. But no, great episode. And I'm hoping the rest of the season's really good too.